Hey, what's up, Math 8? We're going to take a look at this handout that's called Stained Glass Window. And you may have seen these inside of churches where it looks like there's a whole bunch of lines or that the window is sort of cracked in some way, or there's just different pieces of the window that are in different colors. And so when we graph a whole bunch of lines onto just one coordinate plane, they're going to intersect each other so many times that we can actually color it in a way that looks like stained glass. Okay, so that's going to be the task here is that we will graph all of these 12 lines and then color that in after. Okay, so if you don't get to it, don't worry about the coloring, but I would like to see some sort of artwork, especially if you finish this early. So I'm going to do a few of these for you. So copy them down, do what you got to do, and use it to help you figure out the rest of these. So first, let's do number one. So number one looks like, I'm actually going to circle some of these to help you out. Number one looks like y equals mx plus b. Okay, and I'm going to circle number one because I wrote y equals mx plus b, and you'll want to write that down also for number three, number four, moves over a little bit, number four, number 8, 9, and 12. So all of those look like y equals mx plus b. Oh, and also, I'm sorry, for number 9, there's a little typo. It should be y equals 1/4 x minus 6. That's on number 9. Take a look at that x that I put there. It was missing. And let's go into number 1. So m is negative 1/4. So I'm going to write m is negative 1/4. And our y-intercept is 5. So on the graph, we're going to start at 5. So here's 5. I got to go 5 on the y-intercept. And I know some these grid lines are so dark, and then the axes are so thick that it's probably better if you use like a different color, maybe a pen. Make sure you're not making too many mistakes though. If you do that, or use like a highlighter once you did it in pencil. A highlighter, a marker, something like that would show really well. Okay, so I start out my y-intercept. I have that's 5. You see that my b is 5. And then for the slope, remember that it's rise over run. So for the negative 1, I'm going down 1. And then for the 4, I'm going to the right 4. Okay, so let's do that. So from my y-intercept, it's right here. I'm going to go down 1, and I'm going to go right 4. So it gets negative 1 and then positive 4. So down 1, right 1, 2, 3, 4. End up with that point. And then I have my line. And in order for this to look like a nice stained glass piece of art here is I need to do a line that goes all the way, let's see. Make sure I have this accurate here. So something like this. And there you go. It goes all the way from one side to the other side. And I'm going to label it 1. Either at the beginning of the line or at the end of the line, label it with the correct number. Okay, so you're going to do, whoops, I want to keep that there. So let's, hang on, give me 1 sec. Okay, next number we're going to look at is oh, by the way, let me mention number 3. It does say plus 12 as the y-intercept. The 12 is off the graph a little bit, but that's okay. And then the slope here is going to be negative 1 if you want to write that down. So start at 12. It's just off the graph a little bit, but use the slope to help you get back on the graph. Okay, let's do number 2. So number 2 is a little bit tricky because we have y equals 6. So the way I'm going to show you how to do this is start off with an xy table of values. And because y equals 6, okay, try to follow me here. y equals 6 means that y has to be 6. X can be anything you want it to be. So I'm just going to pick 0 because 0 is easy. That's a point. So the point 0, 6. I want a second point. So for my second point, y, it has to be 6 because remember my equation is y equals 6. Y equals 6 means y is always 6. And then I can choose any x I want. I can do 1. Okay. So I'm going to graph 0, 6 and 1, 6. And this is what it's going to look like. 0, 6 is, so I'm going to go 0, 6, which is up 6, right? The first number tells me left and right. And then 1, 6 means I go over 1 and then up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right here. So if I connected these points, I actually get a horizontal line. So it's a special type of line. That's why you don't see that equation that have an x in it. So here we go. My line's going to be going just directly across like this. And I'm done. Okay, so I need to label that as well. That's number 2. Let's do one more because I want to do one with an X. Let's do number 6. No, that's a Y still. Let's do number 7. So number 7 has this equation x equals -5. So if I do a T chart or XY table of values, whatever you want to call it, since this says x equals -5, this tells me x is always -5. X has to be -5. So I'm going to put -5, and you choose any y you want. So I'm going to choose 0. Again, I want a second point, so I got to choose -5 for x, or x has to be -5, and I'm going to choose 1 for y. Okay, any number you want. 0 and 1 are just easy numbers. So -5, 0 and -5, 1. It's going to look like this. -5, 0 means left 5, and then it's right there. -5, 1 means left 5, and then in a positive 1 for y. So there's my line. Because I had x equals something, this is now a vertical line. And here is what my line looks like. Right here. Okay, and so this is a really good start to, I gotta also, sorry, label, this is number 7. There you go. So I've done 3 of these for you already. You've got 12 more to go. Make sure to use the strategies that I've already done for you. Here, let me go ahead and go back to it so that you can copy any of those things down that you need. So here is the work that I've done so far. So use that. Use the y equals mx plus b. I'm going to write up at the top again. Y equals mx plus b for those ones that I've circled in red. Okay, good luck.